I gotta say, it's good to see Melissa McCarthy in a good role again. I mean, most of the movies she's been in the last few years, oof. And I've always liked her as an actor, but she rarely gets to shine. Well, in this one she's got a good script to work with and does a very good job. This one's actually nominated for 3 Oscars: Female Lead, Male Support and Adapted Screenplay. And I think this will come out before the Oscars, so we'll see how that works out. But I honestly wouldn't be disappointed if any of them won. And the script is based on a book by Lee Israel, who's also the main character. So it's based on true events, and as far as I can tell, it's not just loosely based. This is a series of events that actually happened, and it's a good story too. It's pretty wild, but I could absolutely see it happen. It's not too outlandish or anything like that. So it's about this middle-aged woman in the early 90s in New York City. And let's just say she's a bit down on her luck, to put it mildly. But she's a writer whose books aren't selling. So she decides to get crafty. Well, she sort of stumbles onto something actually, and then decides to take advantage of the situation. And the movie is essentially about her struggles and how she's coping with her situation, much of which is self-inflicted. She's had a fair bit to do with how bad things are, and she just gets deeper and deeper into this rabbit hole, while she's also trying her best to figure some things out. Relationship stuff, etc. And Richard E. Grant plays her friend, this older gay man, who's also got his own struggles and his own issues to deal with. So these two make for an interesting pair, and they're great characters too. And as I said, the acting's good and their chemistry is pretty much effortless. They're just fun to watch together. And there's a fair bit of humor in this, which is very important, because otherwise this would probably be one of the most depressing things I've ever seen. It's not a very uplifting story, at least on the surface, but if you dig a little bit deeper, it sorta is. I mean, I definitely didn't come away from this feeling bummed out, and a lot of that is thanks to the tone of the movie. It's pretty dark, but there's an almost constant stream of subtle humor in it, and that keeps it from going too dark, which I appreciated. But it's essentially a story about a woman who's lost her way, and she's just trying to figure out how to move forward. What to do next? How does she fit into the world? And what is she supposed to be doing? But it's also very much about friendship too, and the importance of it. You don't necessarily need a lot of friends, but you do need someone. Humans are social beings and no one can go through life alone. Shutting yourself off completely rarely ends well, and as an introvert that resonates. It can definitely be tricky to navigate a world built for extroverts. And there's no guidebook to life, so everyone has to find their own way. Some just take more interesting and extreme ways to get there than others. And that's how we get fascinating and deeply personal stories like this. But at the end of the day, I think this movie's resonated with a lot of people, because it deals with human issues. And almost anyone can relate on some level. And I honestly don't have anything bad to say about it, really. It's not my favorite movie, and I'm not even sure if I loved it or just liked it. But it did what it set out to do very well. There are very few weak spots in it. I mean, I guess the pacing, especially in the last part, could have been slightly better. But that's really grasping at straws here. Overall, it's just a very well made movie. And I think I might have to read the book too. Because if her writing style in this is an indication of how the book is written, I'm gonna love it. But would I recommend it? Absolutely. So check it out. Or don't. I'm not your dad, but I am trying to sell out, so consider liking, subbing, hitting that bell and supporting me on Patreon. Because I really need a collection of rare typewriters. And hey, why not drop a comment below or check out another review? I'd appreciate it. Thanks.